Hello. Welcome all. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Happy Wednesday. Almost through the week. I say we're past the midpoint of the week, right? Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. So today I'm doing a little bit of everything. Again, mostly die cutting, but I have some tips and tricks to share. Oh, good. TJ, I'm glad you got a spot in the class. TJ won a spot in the class. But we're just going to create some cards. I have 3 things planned, maybe more, depending on how it goes. Mitzi is here from Altenew. Hi, Mitzi. And I don't know if Brianne's here today or not. Mike is here. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going through old clothes and wearing them one more time before I donate them. I don't know. This is big, so. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Hello. Is that Amanda? Amanda, hello. Yep, Brianne's here. Okay. So today I will be doing some die cutting, sharing some tricks, sharing a really cool new product that I've been, Altenew showed me a long time ago and I've wanted to use it desperately and I'm excited to use it today because it's really clever. And I'm hoping they do more like this. It's kind of like the keyhole, but a little different. I will do some keyhole stuff too. Anyway, let's start out by talking about the ways to save, and then I want to show you something else before we jump into the projects for today. So Mike, can you show the exclusive offer for today?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so my exclusive offer for today and through the 10th, if you spend $79 or more, you get a free pack of the double-sided adhesive sheets, which you see me use in a lot of videos, and I will also be using the double-sided adhesive sheets in today's video. I love that product. It's great for making your cardstock, your die cuts into stickers. So I will be demonstrating with that, but that's free with purchases 79 or more. You need to use my link and that code in the description below. So right at the top of the YouTube description, you'll see information on that. Then also there are some shipping deals. Can you go to the first one? Mm-hmm. So in the US, you can get free shipping, no code needed with orders of 29 or more. So if you get that exclusive code, if you use my exclusive code, you get free shipping with that also. Then international gets $10 off orders of 129 or more using the code that you see there. And this is all in the description. And then Canada, for today, it ends today, you get $15 off. And that's orders of 99 or more. And you got to use that code. So I know shipping overseas and to Canada right now is pretty tough, and I think it's great that Altenew is offering that. All right, so we will be using Altenew today. I've got some fun things I want to use. They have a new release that's really good, but I wanted to share those offers with you first. Yay, I'm glad you signed up for online card classes. Yay, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun class. If you want to learn about the holiday online card classes that is coming up, you can sign up now. If you go to my previous live, the one that I did last on my list of lives, I talked about it there. So you can find out about it there. Okay, as far as what I use today and talk about today, if you look at the top of my YouTube description, hi, I thought you had to work today. If you look at the top of my YouTube description, you'll see a link with the word live in it. If you click that link and open it up to a new page, you'll see all the information on those special offers from Altenew. And below that, you will see thumbnails of everything I use today. A lot of it is also in the YouTube description below, but the thumbnails are easier to see on that other page. So I wanted to give you that heads up. We spend time doing that before class so that it's easier for you as I'm going through a million things here. Yay. Brianne just put a link to the online card classes details if you want to watch that live. Thank you, Brianne. Brianne is my link ninja and she finds everything. Now, before we get started in what I'm making today, 2 lives ago, I'll put a link to that previous live in the chat. I just put it in the chat. In that live, I did a bunch of background techniques and I said I was going to finish the cards off screen, and I did finish them. And I'm going to just show them to you now. I will do a blog post with these. I just need to find the time to do it. Oh, good. So I just wanted to show you the cards. If you're interested in anything that I used on here, the techniques I used, it's 2 lives ago. Maybe Brian can add that link, but I promise, hi Rachel, I promise that I will put a blog post up with all this. I already took the photos of them and everything, but I'm going to show them to you right now. So in that live, I showed you some ways to use different products together. There were press plates, embossing folders, relief paste, inks, better press, stencils, die cutting. I did everything together in one. So a lot of different backgrounds. So a lot of these things I started in the live. Can you scroll? I started in the live, but I didn't get to finish, and I wanted to show them to you to promise you that the blog post is coming. So in that live, I did a lot with press plates, and if you look here at the background, that texture, that was done with a press plate in a die cut machine. So you didn't need a better press unit or system to do this. You just do this with your die cut machine. All right, so, and then I did stenciling on it. So that was one of them. And in that live, 2 lives ago, Brianne just put a link in the chat. I showed how to do that. Now this one, I did embossing folder and stenciling. And then I used an acrylic marker to add the light details and leaves and a press plate on the background. And I showed that in the live too. This one, I did a fun technique with relief paste. This was the pearl relief paste and an embossing folder, and look at that shine it puts on it. And you can see I used another embossing folder in the background. And then this one I did 2 press plates on one background. I first did the burlap, you can see that burlap texture, and then I did the flower press plate and colored that in very quickly with stencils. So again, all of the techniques here I demonstrated in that live. I just wanted to show you the cards are done, and I will share a blog post soon. Yeah, good. Yeah, I showed other things too, but these were the ones that I finished and turned into cards. All right, so I'm doing a few different things today. Most of them involve die cutting, but the first thing that I want to use is really cool because it is a new product from Altenew. And it's their mini. It's a mini product. So Altenew has what they call Mini Delight, which is a something that you can subscribe to. Altenew has like Craft a Flower, which I'll be using one later. They have Craft Your Life. They have different things that you could subscribe to, and you get savings if you subscribe. So you can subscribe to the Mini Delight and get that every month. However, you can also just buy them without the subscription. You don't get that savings, but you can still buy them. So this is available with or without that subscription. But I don't often use the Mini Delights in videos because I don't know. I don't know. I think they're great for simple cards, and I tend to go overboard because I'm trying to demonstrate techniques. But today's really caught my eye. I mean, I always am. Shoot, I hope I didn't lose that. I'm always loving the Mini Delight. Sometimes there's butterflies and all, but this one is brilliant. This is the blooming Lantana. And I do want to say, so there's a stamp set and a die set. Now, the die set, I do want to say something great about what Altenew is doing now. When you get their dies, they come like this, and then the tape is on a piece of acetate, and you can see there's like an outline. So you know what dies belong with this set. And when you pull this off, the tape stays on the acetate. You don't get that tape on the back of your die, and you don't get it, okay. And you don't get like tear your packaging. You know how that happens a lot if it's taped to the packaging? I love this because now I can keep this in my pockets and I can be sure I have all of my dies. So this is really unique because, let me show you. The stamp set has the stem, but then look at all these silly little letters at the top. That is part of the stamp. Okay, you can see those letters are part of the stamp. There are also some little greetings. I'll probably use those later, but I wanted to show you, they did this to create a Lantana bouquet. I took pictures of my Lantana outside. Mike, if I send them to you, can you add them?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to send him because I did the card inspired. The pictures aren't great, but whatever. Okay, I'm going to send it to Mike and so you can add it to the screen. But what happens is you get this little bouquet. You could color the leaves, but I think it looks really cool, just gold heat embossed or black heat embossed. But what's neat is these letters coordinate with the die. And if you look closely at the die, see how there's a C that cuts in the open center of this one? There's an E that cuts in the center of this one. So what you do is you create your die cuts, and then you just lay them over the letter and you look through the hole. So I'm going to demonstrate it because I think it's really fun. And normally I would, you know, it takes time and kind of struggle to get a bouquet just right. And with this one, I think it just makes it super easy. Spellbinders also does this where they have like it's like a frosted acetate sheet with their dies on it too. I love that those two companies are doing it. I'm hoping other companies start doing it too because it definitely is a perk. Now I plan to make lots of these, okay? So I did the stamping already. So I stamped in black ink on a couple, and I gold heat embossed a couple. Now those letters will be covered up, but I thought it'd be pretty to have the leaves in gold or black. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I will show you the one that I did off screen already. And this is the one I did off screen. I did some glitter paper inside the centers. Isn't that pretty? And I'll walk you through this. So this one I did inspired by the lantana we planted out front. Can you show that? So I have tons of lantana around a really large pot in my front yard. It's like 3 feet wide. And I have a bunch of them going around it with something big in the center. And that's the color combo I was kind of going for with the lantana. And then I also just made some other colors because, you know, they're my make-believe cards. I can do whatever colors I want, right? You can come back, Mike. So I'm gonna I think I'm gonna do 2 at once, because this is really easy to do. So I'll do one that is the color palette I did here, and I'll do one that's blues and purples, just because I can. And I plan to do a lot of these off screen. I think this is a great card that you could do for a lot of different occasions. Like this little hello stamp here would fit right in this little nook. So you could have a small hello or thinking of you, or you could take a sentiment strip and have it go right across. So this is kind of like a keyhole for dies and stamps. We will do the keyhole for die cutting, their traditional keyhole, a couple times in the later cards today. Thank you, Vicki. Thank you. I just was looking at a card that you had sent Lila, and she had up in her room. Okay, so I'll do 2 at once, just because I have it all out. Now, what I did off screen is I die cut all the pieces, and the nice thing is they bundle into one die all the ones that need to be the same color. Now you could do multiple colors, which I actually did, but you can just do like pink for this, yellow for this, and then orange for these, and yellow for these, and then these will be layered. I'll talk about that in a moment. But it makes it easy. You just do the one die in all the same colors. Is this new system available for monthly club? I don't know, this just happens to be something new that they're doing this month with Mini Delight. I'm hoping they do more like this in the future, but this just happens to be this month's Mini Delight, which if you're a subscriber you could get, but you can also just buy this individually, and it's linked below. It's called the Blooming Lantana. And Lantana comes in lots of different colors, whites, yellows, whatever. I'm just going for this today, okay? So this is what we do. There is on the website like a guide that tells you like what order to start gluing these down, but I find it's pretty easy. I just kind of start on the outside and work my way in, and it's very easy. So I'm going to start with A. I'll go and do like these A, B, C, D, E, F down here first. So on this one I'll do the purples, and on this one I'll do the pinks. So I'm just looking, and you can see here, do you see that has a little hole for the E? Can you see there's a hole for the A? Come on. There's a hole for the A right at the center. So what happens is I can glue this right over the A on my stamping. So let me hold it up so you can see. See how you see the A through it? So I know I don't have to deal with figuring out what position to get it just like theirs. I just follow the system. So what I like to do is you can either put just some glue around the letter. I'm using liquid glue here, and then place it up so I can see the A through the hole, okay? Or you can put the glue on the back of the die cut. Now, another thing you could do is before you die cut all of your little flower pieces, you could put double-sided adhesive on the back of the cardstock so that when you die cut it, these are stickers, which I decided not to do here, but I will demonstrate that later on. But do you see how you can see that A at the center? So again, I'm doing the pinks over here on the gold heat emboss and the purples on the black here. So I did A. Let's go to B next. And they also have, as I said, there's step-by-step instructions, like with the picture on the website, but I don't think you really need it. It's pretty easy to follow, and you can also look at the packaging. Isn't that clever? So Mitzi is here from Altenew, and I am putting in a request for more like this. Maybe some big ones like hydrangea or like a bouquet of flowers. It'd be wonderful. So this is really fun. And also, I love the look of tiny little die cuts like this, but it normally would be so much work. Oh, it was Simon Hurley's idea to do that for Spellbinders, to have it on the sheet, taped on the sheet. Well, Simon's great. That makes sense to me. So now I'm on to C. And really, you could go through, and I went through and I did a bunch of die cutting. I did a bunch off screen so that I can go later and make a bunch of these. I just think it's such a happy card and very different than anything I have. Now, I have a magnet here. I work on a glass magnetic work surface. So I'm putting a magnet on this one because it's layering on top of the others. So I want to make sure that it's, you know what I was going to do to these? You know what I was going to do? See, this is where Jennifer starts overthinking. I'm going to take those off. I want to try inking these to see if I like it better just plain cardstock or with a little inking. So I'm going to, sorry. This is what Jennifer overthinks about. So I'm going to put these all out. Can you see over there on the side? Hi, welcome. I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad you're here today. I think I might have told you guys last week that I was going to go live today and tomorrow. I decided I can't do tomorrow. I just can't. I'm frazzled, and thankfully I get to go this weekend with Lila and Not So Crafty Mike and Gran to Disney. So I have to get some work done. All right, I think this ultraviolet might be too bright. Let's see. Test this out. Yeah, that might be too, you know what? I'm gonna do this. So I've got ultraviolet ink here. This is fresh dye ink. It's a really dark color. So I also have a micro blending brush, and I'm gonna tap some of the extra ink off into the lid so I don't have too much on it. And then I'll come right onto the letter and kind of spiral my way out of it. And this is just gonna put a little bit of, I don't know, interest on these die cuts. Again, I didn't do it on the pink, so we're gonna see if it's worth it. Now this is a micro brush from Altenew. Altenew has these, they have mini, which is this size, which I use a lot, that size. The micro, it comes with 2 in this size and 2 just slightly bigger. And those are really good for getting into these small areas, like the center of these flowers. I went a little dark on that one, but whatever. So by tapping the ink off in the lid, I'm getting less of the color. I could have started with a lighter color, but you know, I wanted like high contrast right there at the center. So I might go back and add a little bit more to some. Yeah, I do have a video going up tonight, late tonight, and then I'll have a video going up on Friday morning. So I think I'll go live again next Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, I do. I overthink. I do overthink. Trust me, ask my therapist. But yes, experimenting and planning. Yes, for sure. So this is the micro brush. It comes in these two sizes. Can you see one's a little bit bigger than the other? But it helps in getting into those little nooks. And then I think I'll do Eastern Sky, which I always talk about as one of my favorite colors. No, Not So Crafty Mike is not my husband. Kent is my husband. He's not, Mike is my brother. Ken's not going to Disney because it's not his jam. And I only go with people who really love it. How quick does the ink dry? This ink here, it's a dye ink, so it dries pretty quickly. But really it doesn't, I mean, you're not going to smear it by touching it. Okay, see, I think that's going to be fun. Okay, sorry I changed gears there. So that was Eastern Sky ink. So now let me go back and add these back on. I took them off. Where's my A? Yeah, the micro brushes are really nice because of these tiny die cuts. If I would have tried to do a little bit of ink blending with the mini at the center of these, even especially these tiny ones, it would have been too difficult. So I really recommend having the micro. So honestly, I feel like you need a big brush, a mini, and then a micro. But just start with like an average size brush, and then you can get the larger and the smaller. Lila gets extra days off school this week, so I'm all in. All right. Okay, so there we go. Oop. All right. Oh, sophisticated. Okay, so D. So I did A, B, C. Now I'll go over here to D.
Which organizer did you use for the makeup? Someone asked for a link for it, and I didn't see
wrong
which
one.
you used.
For what?
For your brushes.
Oh, for the mini brushes?
Okay, with the mini brushes.
Was it, somebody was asking about what container I use. For my mini brushes, if that's what you're asking about, I use the Altenew container.
Oh, okay.
I love it. For the mini, or for the micro, now everything's shifting here. For the micro, I put them in one of these makeup containers, and this also would work for the mini blending brushes. They wiggle around, but that's okay. All right, so Mike will add those links if you're interested in those. Oh, well, now they don't want to go back into my drawer. Okay, I'll do that later. Okay, so D. All right, if you have questions, hit me up. Mike, let me know if there's questions, because while I glue these, I'm just lining up the letter at the center. The concert was great, thank you. What is the best ink to use for stamping on vellum? You need to use a permanent ink, like a StazOn, but what I do on vellum is I heat emboss. I think it's best to stamp, you could use like this. If you want black stamping on vellum, I would stamp in this Obsidian Black Pigment ink from Altenew, which is what I used here. And then I would clear heat emboss it. I feel like that will give you the best results. I like to heat emboss. If anybody out there has something else they like to do for vellum, you're welcome to add that in the chat. Brianne, somebody named Ray Wade wanted a link to the class bundle. Do you mind adding that to the chat? All right, you can go back to the regular. Okay, so I got A, B, C, D, E. Then I'm going to go to the other capital letters. I'm going to go ahead and do F over here. Where's F? So this is going to overlap with the D I did there, so I'm going to put glue all around. Yes, cool. Can we see another letter on the die cut? Yep. I will show you the next one. I will show you this one. So here's F. Can you see? See, there's the little F opening at the center. It's hard to see in the video. Also, I stacked these die cuts so they're two layers thick, because I always do that. But there's an F there, and I'm just going to glue it so it lines up with there. But you can see an A through that hole, C, or this is C. You can see through those holes. Isn't that cool? It just makes it so much easier to put all these together. So F goes here. Then here, let's do the back ones next. That's what I'm going to do next. G. G is lowercase because it looked too much like another letter if you didn't make it lowercase. But you can see that the shape, I mean, like, I don't have to guess how to orient it. I just line up the letter with the opening. Question about, thank you, Brianne. Question about vellum and heat embossing. I did this last year and the embossing peeled off the vellum. I've never had that happen. I'm not sure. I've never had that happen. Did you use an embossing ink? I don't know. I've never had that happen. All right, so I'm doing all of the darker colored ones first. So I'm kind of, it's like down here, it's like around the outside. Let me put some more glue on that. Would StazOn work on vellum? Yes, StazOn would work on vellum. Archival ink from Ranger would work on vellum. So yeah, so at the center of each of these die cuts has a letter that's cut. And you just look right through the hole to line it up. Let me see, if you can see right here. So which one's easiest to see? Right here. So this one was a lowercase h that was stamped on the background, and there was a lowercase h outline die cut in the center of the die cut. So I just glue the die cut down so the H stamp shows through the hole, the H hole. Does that make sense? It makes it so easy. And I'm not trying to look at a picture to figure out which way everything would need to be oriented. I just look at the letter. All right, so K. So see, there's a K right there. And there's a K opening on my die cut. See, that's a K. So I just line it up. I can't do it on here, but I'm going to line it up so I can see the K stamped image through the die cut. And then I'm just going to put a magnet on there so it dries. Let's do K over here. Ooh, glue. If you get liquid glue somewhere and you don't want it there, let it dry completely and then use an adhesive eraser to erase it away. An adhesive eraser like this one. This one is from Pink and Maine. So later I dropped my die cut and I got a little glue there. I can erase that away so you won't see that shine anymore. All right, so now let's do M. Getting into the other colors here. And I want you to help me decide if you like the one where I just did plain die cuts or if you like the one where I did colored or inked it. Maybe I've asked this before. Is Altenew going to be doing this with other die cuts? Yes, Mitzi from Altenew is here. You will see later their keyhole system for die cuts. I'll demonstrate later. This one where they have the stamps with the die, I think it was their first time, at least that I've seen. So I'm hoping they do more. I'm putting out the requests. Yes, the letters will get covered up in the end. I promise. They will get covered up in the end. I think you can see here pretty well. Can you see here how there is a hole in that die cut, come on, in the shape of an M, and then the stamped M shows right through it. Hey, Miriam. Okay, so let's keep going here. Let's do N next. I'm just kind of working my way in. You really can't do it wrong, but just kind of following along here. So yes, we will cover up. I'm going to show you some options for covering up the little letters. They have an option, but there's also a fast option too. You like the extra ink? Oops, had that upside down. So I'm just lining up the letters, looking through the holes. Let's do L next. They tell you what order you can go in, but I'm just winging it here. This one's overlapping some things, so I'm going to put some extra glue on it. So I'm just lining up the hole that's at the center of the die cut with the, I'm trying not to get my head in the way, with the letter that is on this one, heat embossed behind it. Isn't that cool? So smart. You like the ink shading best. Yeah. So here's the thing. You might, I don't know if you, I don't ink up die cuts much like this. I I love the look of it, but I also love the look of just like when it's artsy, where it's just flat color with lots of layers. So I wanted to do both so you can decide, you know, what floats your boat. All right, let's do I. Okay. Any other questions, Mike? So I goes right there. And I right here. Would VersaFine work? VersaFine ink, yes, you can stamp with a VersaFine ink on vellum, but you have to heat set it. If you don't heat set it, it will just smear. Did you double stack the flowers? Yes, I did. Yes, all of these die cuts that you see me doing here are double stacked because I love that look, but you do not need to at all. I double stack because I'm a double stacker. I just love the look of it, but you don't need to by any means. So we're down to J. Just look through, line it up, and then there's P here, it's the last one. And then we can cover up the flower centers. I'm going to put a magnet on this. Okay, and then over here, J. I love it. You like the purple? Yeah. Now the colors, the last one here is P, and I'm going to put something heavy on that too. This is a magnet. The colors for the purple here and the blue, I went through my scraps and I grabbed those colors. So I'm not sure what colors of cardstock they are, but I know for this one here, I used Altenew. I've got my Altenew cardstock here. I love their colors. I think they're beautiful. I used Rubelite for the pink. I used Coral Bliss for the centers, which I'm about to do. Coral Berry for the additional flowers in the back. And then the two yellows I used were, let's see, I think I used, oh, here it is. I used chamomile and maple yellow. No, chamomile and sun-kissed, okay? Because I love their cardstock. The reason I like their cardstock is there's a lot of unique colors, which you'll see me use some later, that I don't see in any other lines of cardstock. Okay, so here you can see those little letters through the holes, right? And you can see them here. So now we're going to cover them up. So in the die set, I'm going to tell you what you can do and what it's intended to do. Yes, Altenew is run by card makers for sure. Okay, so for the centers, you have, let me show you a comparison. It's stuck to the magnet. Yes, oh, and their cardstocks coordinate with the inks too. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so if you see here, these are solid dies for the center of the flowers. These are the same outside shape, but have a hole cut in the center. So what you're supposed to do is die cut these and glue these down first at the center of the flowers, and that covers up your letters. And then glue this one on top, and it would just show a little bit of this through. So this one you could do like a dark orange, and this you could do like a lighter orange. All right? What I did for my card here is I cut, can you see glitter, gold glitter showing through? I cut the solid from Altenew Smoky Quartz glitter cardstock. It's like a off goldish color. It's like not as yellow as most golds. So I cut the solid from the glitter cardstock. I cut the outline from colored cardstock, and I glued them together to put at the center. So you get that little peak of glitter showing through. See that little peak of, I love that sparkle, right? But I wanted to show you there is another way you can do it. If you don't want to layer those together, there's also the other sizes for the center, the other flowers. If you don't want to layer those together, I'm going to cheat, and I'll show you a way to cheat. Okay, I'm just looking to see if I miss anything. See how they just stick back nicely on there? Oh, unless you don't press it down. Yeah, Smoky Quartz is beautiful. Smoky Quartz and Moonstone are my favorites now. Okay, so now I have these. Let's start with the pink here. And what I'm going to do is I'm skipping the solid one. So when I glue these down, you'll still be able to see through it. You'll still see through these little holes to the letters behind it. That's okay. I'm gonna stick a gem on top. So you have the choice of doing the solid shape first and then stack this on top, and that covers it up, and that's what I did here. But on this one, I'm gonna cheat and do a gemstone at the center instead. So let me get all these off. I put them on a piece of tape so I didn't lose them. Yeah, the packaging is great. Yeah, I like the sparkle. I will add sparkle at the center. But I just wanted to show you, if you don't want to layer those two small die cuts, the solid one and then the one with the hole in the center, you could cheat this way. And you definitely need a pickup tool. I use this every time I craft. It's great for little die cuts. It's great for embellishments. This one is called the Perfect Picker from Altenew. I have it linked below. It has a piercing tool on one end and a wax tip on the other. You just got to be gentle with the wax tip. So I'm just putting glue right on top of the letters and laying the flower in it. And you can follow the picture, but really it doesn't matter. Now this one I got to tuck underneath because I glued it together. You would need a magnifying glass. Yeah, well, I've got my readers. I use them to do all the die cutting, so you could do that for sure. I should have glued that one down first. Okay, now here, I'm just going to be gluing these centers on. And yes, you can see through and still see those holes that are behind it, the letter holes, but we'll fix it. All right, Mike, were there any other questions while I do this? See how you can put it in place with the wax tip and then move it with your piercing tool. So I put some liquid glue down. Again, if you want to, you could make these stickers by putting the double-sided adhesive tape on the back first. What you got, Mike? Are the leaves die cut too? No, this is called the Mini Delight, and it's just a small stamp set and a small die set, and so it's a really affordable price. And so I think I got one. Did I lose a little flower center? No, I'll move this one. I want a big one up there. So it's a small little stamp set and a small little die set, so it's a very affordable price. So there isn't one to cut out the leaves, but you could easily fussy cut that, and you can easily color that in. But I think what's striking about this is to leave this uncolored. I love that. But if you want to color the leaves, you can definitely color them first. I have no intention to color them. I think it looks really cool like this. Altenew does that a lot, where they'll have examples where they'll have like, I know Tasneem does it. She's one of the owners and one of the designers. She does something where she will use just some of the stencils, so she only inks up like the flowers and leaves the leaves uninked, and you get this kind of bold contemporary look, and I just love it. So that's what I'm going for here. I think I have too many flower centers. I made too many. Oh well. Okay, come on, baby. And that one tucks in there. There we go, much better. So we'll get that like lantana look going on. Now let me do the yellow. So yes, the letters will get covered. Yeah, I answered both of those. All right. I should have finished the purple one instead of this one, so you could see it. Yeah, the contrast with the white is great. Okay, so now let's put just some glue at the center of all the yellow ones and add these last yellow ones. Now again, it came with everything you need to stack a solid die cut behind these open ones, but I'm not doing that. I'm instead going to cheat and put a gemstone on top. So the gemstone, or actually I might do a die cut, will cover up the those little holes. Yeah, it's called Mini Delight Blooming Lantana. All right, so if I would have done the solid shape of these down first, the holes would be covered, right? But I'm just doing something different. That's what I did here. I did the solid gold glitter layer, and then I did the color on top of the glitter, and that little bit of glitter showed through. So I was going to cheat. There are two different options. You could find, where'd I put them? You could do tiny little gemstones and put those right on those opening, those little holes. All right, yeah, this is stamped on an A2 card base. So you could put gems at the center. The other thing that you can do, and I do this a lot, this is an old, where is it? An old die that's even discontinued. But a lot of us have dies that, background dies that cut a bunch of little circles, tiny little circles. This one was from Hero Arts. And what I did is I cut from a piece of smoky gold, and I've used this so many times, many projects. You'll see some showing up in my videos soon. But I just pop out these little different size circles. So these are just glittery die cut circles. Altenew had a background die called radial something circles or something, which was similar, but I think it's out of stock or being discontinued. But if you look at any of your background dies, a lot of them will cut tiny little dots. So I'm going to cheat and use those at the center. Remember, here I put the glitter behind it showing through, but here I'm cheating. And I'm just putting, doop, a little die cut circle at the center of each. And you can vary what sizes you do. You just want to make it so that it covers up that hole so you don't see the letter behind it. And while I do this, Mike, are there any other questions? I'm going to try to answer questions while I do the repetitive stuff. I need some more of that size.
How many blending brushes do you have?
Oh, how many blending brushes do I have? I have more than you need because I have a lot of different brands and a lot of different sizes because I do this for a living. But I really think you only need, start small so you can decide what you like and what you're going to reach for and actually use, because you don't need to have, because you see me use a lot of different kinds doesn't mean you need to have all those. I would look at your stash, or look at what you make a lot. Like if you do a lot of detail like I did on this one, then you definitely want to go with the, have some micro brushes. But if you don't do little details like that, then there's no need for the micro. So you can just do a 3 in each size and try to wipe the brush off between switching from one color to the next. But really, I think in the end, what's ideal is if you have like a one brush in each size for each color in the rainbow. So like pinks and reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, purples. And then if you do browns or grays, you can have that too. I saw somebody ask, just start small and build up. That's my recommendation. Let me see. So somebody asked what this glitter cardstock is that I cut. It is this. It's called Smoky Quartz. And it is from Altenew, and I love it because it's not like a bright, did I put enough glue on that? It's not like a bright gold. It is like, it's like a smoky gold. It's not as ostentatious, I guess you would say, which was one of the words that my mother used to use when talking to me when I was little, because she knew it. She would say that and plethora. She would say, someday those are going to be on your ACT. You need to know what they are. And I was like, what? Sure enough, both words were on my ACT. Actually, one was on my ACT, one was on my SAT. So another thing you could have done if you wanted to save time here was you could have just put at the center, the solid center die cut, and then put on top of that a little jewel, which probably would make more sense than what I'm doing, but I didn't think of it at the time. So a way you could save some effort here is, and I'll talk about that with the purple one. I probably won't glue all the purple together now because I want to save some time so we can do some other things, but I will show you what this looks like. Gran, yes, she would put like vocab words on the fridge. The funny thing is, with all her effort, I'm terrible with words. Okay, so this one might be messy because the glue hasn't dried, but this is the one where I did the solid die in glitter paper and then the outline on top. This one I just put a little dot on top. So it's just a different look, completely different look. All right. So what I think I will do is off screen. Let me see here. Off screen, I think I will stamp right here the small hello from the stamp set right here. And I do it in bright pink ink to match that color. I think that would be nice. Just looking at, seeing if there's anything. So both offer lots of sparkle. Okay. Now for this one, I'm not going to finish it right now. Oh, my flower moved. I'm not going to finish it right now because it's the same process. I will finish it and take pictures. But for this one, what I think I'll do is I will cut the flower centers from the solid and then just put a little gemstone at the center. What is the die cut that you cut with the little circles? Yeah, this die here is discontinued. It's an older Hero Arts one, but really there are lots of dies out there that if you look at your background dies that cut little circles, and this one happens to be discontinued. Altenew, oh, here's Altenew's. This is Altenew's version, like one that cuts little circles too. This is called the Radial Circles Cover Plate. So the little dots there could be used in the same way. So just look at your stash and see if any of your dies cut little circles. And I use those as accents. But by all means, you can use little gemstones. And that would look nice too. So that's the first one. I'm making a mess of these. I'll probably trim this down, put a thin, very thin gold mat around it, and put it on a white note card. And just put a bright pink sentiment. Gran's doing okay. Gran's doing okay. It's a lot. It's a lot for her. But Social Security, does Social Security still think she's dead?
No, she's alive now.
Oh, good. Social Security office made her dead instead of my dad. And she's been trying to convince them for a while that she is alive. So that a lot of that kind of stuff that you handle. You can color the leaves. I have no plans to. Let me show you the packaging again.
They never ran into her. They know she's alive.
Yeah, she's very alive. She has so much energy. See that kind of bold look? What does memory, some people are saying memory box carries something. What does memory box have? I want to, oh, one that cuts little holes, little circles? Yeah. Jill asked something. So see how they leave it uncolored, but you by all means can color those leaves. I have no intention. I think it looks striking like this. And then when you stamp hello in pink, I just love it. But here's a look at it. All right? Fun. Okay. Yeah, go figure. So I have my little centers ready for the purple. So I'll finish that off screen. Because it's already 3:48. Oh, it took Ray 9 years to convince the government that they weren't dead. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Okay. All right, so that's the Mini Delight Blooming Lantana. You know what another thing I was going to do? I didn't do it. But I was thinking about doing a press plate over this before I glued the die cuts down, but I didn't do it. So it is done. All right. So I just wanted to show you that very smart system from Altenew that they came up with for that Blooming Lantana, and I hope they do more. Razzleberry is not a real fruit, but maybe it is. I don't know, but it's a great color. Okay. Next. Keyhole system. You know I'm a big fan of the keyhole system.
How old's Gran? 82 or 81?
Gran's 81.
81.
She's 81. Yeah, she can run circles. She'll text me at like 8 in the morning. She's like, I've already gone to Walmart and gotten a new coffee maker, and then I went to Target and I got this, and then I went on a walk and I worked in the flower bed and I took a shower. I'm like, what? I don't get it. Okay, so this is the Garden Cosmos. This is another one that you can subscribe every month to get their Craft a Flower dot, and these are always dies that create a beautiful floral image. And most of the time, I think maybe now all the time, it has that keyhole system, which I'm going to demonstrate. That's really easy to use. Hi, Kathy. So this is the newest one. It's called Garden Cosmos. You don't have to subscribe. You can buy this just individually. It's available now. I thought I would go bold and different here. Okay. You can go onto their website and even just look at the packaging here to get ideas of how to create kind of realistic looking little bouquets. I thought I would go completely bold and different. Jennifer, where can I get heat-safe vellum and acetate sheets? Lori, you can get heat-safe vellum and acetate sheets. I recommend Simon Says Stamp. Their vellum's very thick, and they have a heat-resistant acetate. What's my favorite thing to do at Disney? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh, there's so many. It is 1,000,000 degrees in here. The code should work if you, at checkout, you use it, and as long as you have the certain amount added to your cart. Okay. All right. So I'm going different. I'm not doing something realistic. I wanted to go with bold blue with blue flowers and gold stems. I'm going to try it. Listen, you can absolutely do something more realistic. And also, if you go to their website, they have lots of great examples. All right, so Dole Whip, yeah, Vicki, Dole Whip's good. So I did some prep. First of all, the cardstock color that I'm using here is one of my favorites from Altenew. This is the Ultramarine. I use this a lot in my videos, a lot, okay? And that's gonna be my background. I wanted something really, really bold. Now let's put our flowers together. The cool thing about this system is if you look at the dies, at the center of the dies, like the last one, there is a hole. And in this case, it's a shape, not a letter. So this is a keyhole. And what happens is all of these pieces you die cut and you layer together. And if you line up that keyhole at the center, it'll be lined up perfectly. And you can follow also the example on the packaging. So this bunch of petals has a keyhole cut at the center. This one has an arrow cut at the center. Or no, that's a snowman cut at the center. This has an arrow. This has a T. This has a little whatever that is. But you can see the shapes over here, and those are cut right at the center of the die cuts. So I assembled some off screen to get started, and I'm going to show you some here too. So here you can see the flowers that I've started to put together. I haven't put the centers on yet, but you can see the holes, and I'll put the center of the flower on it, and then that hole will get covered. They always give you a die cut to cover the hole, okay? So here's one. I'm going to assemble 2 of the flowers. This one I've already inked, but I'll show you how to assemble it, and the last one I'll ink it and assemble it. Yes, the keyhole system's brilliant. And if you're new to keyhole systems or you're intimidated by it, I should do this on white so you can see better. What I recommend is look at the guide on the website and look for one that has less pieces. If you have less pieces, it's going to be easier. This one, as long as you keep these petals that die cut together, it's easy to do. All right. Yeah, I get anxiety, and I have severe anxiety. Huge anxiety issues, but for some reason, it doesn't bother me at Disney. I think everybody's walking around with rodent ears on. I mean, how fancy do you have to be? I just love it. Okay, do this. So if you see at the center here, let me see if I can zoom in. Doo-be-doo. I have the slow zoom. Watch this. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, you need to put the item in your cart. Is that right? Let me see. Mike, is that correct?
For what? The freebie?
Do they have to put the freebie in the cart? Hold on. I'm looking. That might be the case.
I don't think it said anything.
Yes, add it to your cart. Can you put that in the description? Sorry about that. Yes, you have to add the double-sided adhesive to your cart, and you'll see it shows up free if you use that code. Okay. So these all have a keyhole center. So I'm putting together this flower here. So there's a keyhole shape. So what I'll do is I just follow their guide, but you really don't need to. I like to put liquid adhesive around the hole. Let me hold this up. So see the keyhole hole? Hold on. I put liquid adhesive around it. Then I come in with the next one. I'm going to try to do this. Oh, I was zooming. What'd I do? I didn't zoom enough. Hang on. Let's try that. Because see how there's a hole there? I go to the next one and I take the same hole and line it up with the other. So you'll actually be able to look through the hole. See how you can see through that hole? Okay. Then I'll put adhesive on that. And actually, it'll be hard to see, but the die actually engraves a number on the center too. So if you have good eyes, it engraves a number so you know what order to go in, but really you don't have to go that way because you just are putting a flower together. And then glue on that and put that on top. And in the end, you will have, can you see how you can see through the hole in the center? So as long as you line up that keyhole shape, look at how your flower's assembled. All you have to do is put the flower centers on, which I'll do in a moment. Okay, so let me do another one. I'm going to put a magnet on that while it dries. Okay, let's ink these others. I want to show you how I ink these. I wanted bold. I wanted flowers with bold blue at the center and white at the tips. So this time I have an arrow hole in the center. So I'm putting together this top flower, but it's super easy. All right, so I have Eastern Sky. Oh, Elizabeth, if you want to sign up to be notified when I go live, Mike, can you put a link in the chat? If you go over to my website, you can, when the page where you sign up for an email, if you scroll down a little bit, you can sign up for a text whenever anything big is happening, like I'm about to go live or like big sales. Like I rarely text about sales. I text a half hour before going live. That's what I use it mostly for. Yeah, the keyhole system is easy. So this is Eastern Sky. It is one of my favorite blues from Altenew, like a medium blue. And I'm using my mini blending brush, starting heavy at that center and then kind of fading my way out. I want the tips to be completely white because I think it'll look cool to put these bold flowers on the bold background. You scroll. After doing Eastern Sky, I really want even more intense color at the center. So I'm coming in with Azurite. My two favorite dark, bold blue colors of cardstock and ink from Altenew is Azurite and Aquamarine. This is the Azurite ink. I'm gonna come in, I'll use a micro brush, and I'll just do this right at the center. See how I just put that dark pop there? And kind of go lighter out. I kind of made a mess of that, but it'll all dry fine. These inks do dry back and smooth out. And, oh, they're just beautiful. And this is fun. So yes, this is not realistic, but I think it'll be pretty anyways. So I encourage you just to do whatever colors you want. This would be pretty with like pink, like the rubellite color at the center, or razzleberry. I don't know, lots, but I wanted to go with blue. I'm on a blue kick, totally on a blue kick. This bold blue. It's Altenew that inspired me with those bold colors. Let me show you here. Oh, here. Here's the blues. Azurite and ultramarine. See how they work really well together. Really well together. So those two I use a lot in videos. The others that I like to use are Tide Pool and Starlight. These have a little more purple to them. These are more true blue. Aren't those beautiful? The gift is $79. You have to spend $79, but free US shipping, you only have to spend $29. Okay, so now let's put these together with the keyhole. So let me move all this stuff. Okay. I'm doing this arrow up here. So I'm starting with the first one, and I like to put liquid adhesive around the arrow. Then I come in with the next one and put it on top, and I'm just lining up the arrow. And again, there's a number inscribed on here, but you really don't have to go in that order. You could also just look at the picture. I'm just sticking them together. And then the last one. And once these are all together, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see in the video, but there, can you see the hole? You can see right through it. There's a little arrow hole there, and I lined them up, and look at that. So now I have these flowers. There was a bud somewhere too. I don't know where it went. It flew away. Oh, here it is. So there's my flowers. Now we got to do the centers. So let me tell you about the rest of it. Okay, I thought it would look cool, and I could be completely wrong here. So bear with me. I thought it'd be fun, instead of green for the stems, doing gold. I'm doing just something kind of funky on this bold color. So I did the stems and the centers from gold. This might not look good in the end. Silver might have been better, but this is what I've got, okay? So let me show you what I did. I did this die cutting off screen just to save time. This is, oh my gosh, I'm stepping on stuff. Ay, vey. My life is a mess. Okay, this is Altenew brushed gold cardstock. Their brushed gold cardstock is one of my favorites because it's not like a shiny gold. It's brushed, so it's not as ostentatious. Let me see if I can find another gold, because I only use this now. This is the only, so like here is another gold. See how bright and shiny it is? This is like a brushed. I love it. Now you can see these die cuts are very intricate. So this is where that double-sided adhesive is a dream. Can you scroll? I have a sheet of the double-sided adhesive sheet. This is how it comes. It's a big sheet. It's like a little bit bigger than 8.5 by 11. It is like 11 3/4 by a little under 8.5. So what I like to do, I actually, when I get sheets of them, I cut it down right away to 5.5 by 4 1/4. It's just as easy, or I do a little bit less than that. So I'm doing a little bit less than 5.5, a little bit less than 4 1/4, because I have my matte brush gold pre-cut. I have tons of it pre-cut. I have it over here. I have a huge stack of it. This is all Altenew brushed gold cardstock. So I took one of my pre-cut sheets, because I really never use it full sheet. I mean, unless you want to do a gold card base, which you could. But what I'm going to do is I'm putting a piece of double-sided adhesive on the back. This double-sided adhesive is by far my favorite. I talk about this every year, and I buy it in bulk, and I use it all the time. So I actually have a stack of this pre-cut to the size. Silver, but yes, normally, Elena, normally I do silver with blue. Yes, but I wanted to go different today. They have a brushed silver and they have a rose gold. I think the rose gold happens to be on sale right now. But see how I put the adhesive on the back? Now this has adhesive on the back, so when you die cut this, you'll have stickers. And that's what I did here, okay? I used the brushed gold with the adhesive on the back, and I die cut all of the stems and the centers, okay? It makes it so much easier with these intricate pieces. I could have done that on these, but I wanted some dimension, so I didn't want them to glue completely flat. What is my favorite guillotine trimmer? This Tim Holtz one. I love this trimmer. I've used it for many, many years. For when I need to cut something bigger, I have his rotary trimmer just right over there. I don't bring it in the camera usually because it's just too big for the camera. I'm going to go with Brianne. I'm with it. I'm trying the gold. We're going to see. So now we have to do the centers on here. And there are pictures that show this, but it's really easy. So you have, if you look here, this is the die that I used. See, there's a die, and in the die, let's see, the brushed copper is on sale right now, sorry. You can see there's an arrow, a keyhole, the snowman, so you know which center goes on which. And you line up this one with the keyhole, and then you put the pretty one on top. Okay, so let me show you. Oh, crafty toad, you're good, you went to Pilates. I didn't go today. I am going in tomorrow instead. I couldn't today. I did not sleep last night, so I have, and listen, the last thing you want to do is be dizzy when you go to Pilates. Do you think the azurite and aquamarine are similar to the periwinkle crocus from Simon? I'll look, but it's much bolder. Oh gosh. So see how there's a little keyhole hole, and this is a sticker. So I just put it right on top of the keyhole flower center. And then I take the matching solid shape and I put that on top. And there we have our flower center. Now, if you wanted that to look more realistic, you could. I just thought the gold would be fun. I don't know, whatever. And it does match my nails. Periwinkle. You know, I have to look for the periwinkle. It would take me some time. But I can assure you that it's not close because can you see how, I don't think you can see. Nothing here is remotely close to it. Nothing in my stash. So I will have to find periwinkle later. I haven't organized my Simon cardstocks yet, but these are different. This is really, really bold. Oh, I got a glue boogie on here. Okay, so let me go ahead and do the other centers here. So next we have the one with the little arrow. So this is the arrow, I put that down, and then I put the matching shape pretty one on top. That one's done. This is the little keyhole, or the little snowman, put that down. And these, again, I'm just peeling them off like stickers. You scroll, look at that. Oop, I put it backwards. Doobie-doo. There we go. And then the last one. Oh, this one was supposed to go underneath. Was this supposed to go underneath? No, I did it right. Did I do it right? Oh, I was supposed to put this underneath this one. So I'm going to peel it off carefully. I didn't follow the instructions. Okay, so I'll put that one down. And now there's a little hole there, but I'll line it up when I put this back on top. All right. I think the gold's going to be fun. You know, it's different. Why not? Look at that. And then there is one for this. What do I do? Oh, this one doesn't have a flower center. You put the stem over it because it's sideways. All right. So now, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to have to figure this out. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, this is, you'll see another use for the double-sided adhesive sheet here in a moment. Okay, this is my background. That's the ultramarine. I think I'm going to use this embossing folder. I think it's beautiful. This is a new one called Botanical Rails. I just think it's really unique. Yeah, I know, my little sounds. See the little details on it? I just think it's beautiful. Now this may be a bit bold to do behind all this busyness, but I'm trying it. So I will spray this a little bit with water just to give a good impression. And I'll put this right in the center. It's easy to center. I love this embossing folder. You'll see me use this a lot. I just think it's gorgeous. Isn't it different? I think it's beautiful. I'm going to do this and lay my flowers on it. If it's too busy, I've got another option. Now to do this, I'm trying to remember my sandwich. I think I do for the Empress. It's a 3D embossing folder. So just follow your manufacturer's instructions for whatever die cut machine you have for a 3D embossing folder. But I think with the Empress, I do I do a cutting plate, the metal shim, and a magnetic plate? I think that's what I do. Let's see. Yep, that's what I do. I had it written down, and I don't know where the paper went. What I would recommend doing is, I did this the other day in a video. Oh gosh, that's beautiful. Look at that, hold on. Let's just admire. Look at that detail. Isn't that beautiful? This is ultramarine cardstock from Altenew. What I normally like to do is print a little label, or just write with a Sharpie on the front of the embossing folder what sandwich I use, so I don't have to think about it every time. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if this will work. And then, I mean, I'll have these gold stems with that background. I think it works. I'm going to go with it. I'm going with it. I'm going with it. And now, there are lots of things you could do here. You could do like a little cluster of these little flowers, like, you know, do a little cluster, and then just have these little stemmy doohickeys. Is that a technical term? Kind of sticking out. So you can do like a cluster. Or I can just follow this example. So you really have, yeah, I want that as my backsplash too. If anybody knows how to do that, let me know. So I don't know. I could just do this and just follow this example. But I think I want to do this kind of clustery look. just to be different than what the packaging is, to show you something else. All right, so I think I'm going to try this, but I got to think about how I want to arrange this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do I want, and then this guy, give me a minute, I'll be back. Jennifer's overthinking. That one will come out. And then do I want this last one? How about this one? Kind of spread them out a bit like that. There we go. That's what I want. And because I'll forget. Hold on. Oh, Bran texted me. Did I do something wrong, Bran? Take a picture. Let's see. What did she say? Did she cut her hair? Bran, I'm just talking to Bran. Okay, so I'm going to go with this. So here's what I'll do. I want lots of dimension on this. If you don't want dimension, by all means, skip the dimension. So I'm putting a little foam circle under here. I'm going to put these down. Don't worry, I'll add these doohickeys in a second. But maybe that's too much dimension. That's too much dimension. Also, everything is still wet. Hold on. I think that's too much dimension. So I'm just going to go straight to liquid adhesive. Place that right about, I need my picture. There we go. Where'd I put it? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. And then this one, I'm just putting liquid adhesive at the back center so that I'll be able to stick the little doohickeys underneath it. Yeah, the foliage is great. These would be great for holiday, wouldn't they? Put these, you know, like with an ornament or a poinsettia, it'd be gorgeous. Then this one, I went down, kind of going like that. So it's kind of coming, so it's kind of like this snake. Yeah, this embossing folder is gorgeous, I'm telling you. It's called Botanical Rails. And if I have time, I'm going to do another thing with it. Now this one's going to go here, so I'll have to put a little stem on it, and this one will have to have a stem. So actually, I'll just tuck that down a little bit, and this one will need a stem. So this one, I know needs this one that looks like this. No, this one that looks like this. Now, I think there are more layers that you can put with it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. So I'm just looking at the picture. Remember, this already has the adhesive on it, so all I have to do is press it down. I think there's another, oh yeah, there was a layer. Hold on. There's this little guy. And another thing I like about Keyhole, you don't have to do all the layers. You can skip whatever you want. So then this one, let me take this out, and then this one. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Actually, those are the same. So you can skip, you can either just have it individual or have the stem with it. I need the stem, so I'm gonna just put that on there. Okay, now I don't need my stem that long, so I'm gonna pull it off, and then that kind of comes out like that. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Okay, so now, tucking in some doohickeys. So I have, like this one, I can cut, so if you were to put a bouquet together like this, you would just, on that little round thing, you would put your flower. But since I'm not doing the flower, I'm just gonna cut that. So now this could come out from in here. Look at that, oh my gosh. And because there's adhesive already on the back of this, I just press it down and it'll stay. And it doesn't stick immediately. There's a little centerpiece I need to take out. It doesn't stick immediately, so you've got some wiggle time. And once you have it where you want it, you just press it down and then it'll stay put. So let's see, this one will be great coming down there. Maybe this one. So see how that just peels right off and now there's stick on the back of it. Isn't that fun? So that's the double-sided adhesive. You add it to your cart. This is too long, so I'll just tear it. I always tear these die cuts. The double-sided adhesive sheet, if you want to get free with orders of, I think it's 79 or more, you add it to your cart. Let me add this in here. And then use the code at checkout and use my link below and you will get it for free. I'm liking the gold. Are you liking the gold, or do you all still wish I used silver? I'm curious.
I like the doohickey thingy.
You like the doohickeys, yeah. There, oh my gosh, you could go, look how easy these are just to stick in different places. And there's lots of them. You could make, okay, Friday morning, I'll have a new video showing how to make easy ways. I'm going overboard with the doohickeys. But that's okay. I'm going to show a video on Friday morning, a pre-recorded video that shows how to make wreaths, easily form wreaths from different die cuts on a card. When you watch that video, keep in mind that these little doohickeys would be great to form a wreath. I mean, you've got lots of different, I'm not even using them all, lots of different little pieces that you can have coming in and out. But I think I'm going to do one more.
Are the doohickeys left over when you cut the thingamabobs?
The centers we should call thingamabobs. Actually, I think that's a little too much, so I'm going to do this one. The gold does, see, I think gold or silver would actually work here, but I think I'm trying to be more intentional about being less obvious sometimes. Like with that first one where I left the leaf uncolored, that's something I got inspired by, again, Tasneem from Altenew. And she'll send beautiful cards, and they always have some unique aspect to it, like this. And I just think it really works well. There is a little bud, but I'm not going to add it. But look at this. How pretty that is. And I saved a lot of time by putting that double-sided adhesive on the back of the gold. Otherwise, I would take a lot of time to put those intricate doohickeys in with liquid adhesive. So this is the Garden Cosmos. And I love the blue with the gold. Okay, I got a question. Mike, can you do a poll?
Yes, I can.
Mike's going to do a poll, and he's going to ask you all, do you like the gold, or do you think I should have done silver? I'm just curious. I'm loving the gold, but now I could trim this down so there's white showing. I could. But I want that hanging off. You know what? I'm going to go with the bigger. I could trim that down a little bit, but instead I'm going with the bigger card base. I have here pre-cut a bunch of A6 cards. So this is 4.5 by 6.25. So I'm going to glue this onto it and then trim it down.
Okay.
So there's just a thin trim. All right, there's a pull-up, so you can tell me. So I'm going to trim this down to be a little bit bigger than 4.25 by 5.5 inches, just a little bit bigger. Let's see how I did. And I'll just put it in an A6 envelope. Oh, my piece of cardstock I started with was short. I don't know why. Yeah, that engineering in me can't measure. Okay, so now, what I should have done here. When you have an embossing folder background, I recommend using the double-sided adhesive sheet because then there's glue everywhere and you can be sure it really captures it. I should have done that here. Instead, I went generous with the liquid adhesive. So let me put this down, and then I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom. And I'll tell you what the overall size of this is. I didn't measure well. And I'll just put it in an A6 envelope. The overall size of this is it's 5.5 by a little under 4.25, or a little more than 4.25. Here we go. So what are people saying? Oh, I don't have a sentiment. I need a sentiment.
Like the gold by far.
You like the gold. See? We were doubting it at first. I was doubting it at first.
95%.
And isn't this sheet nice? It has the outline so I know what's there. I love it. Oh, Nicole, is that Nicole? Altenew Nicole here? I think it is. Nicole's here. Let's just say, she has the patience of a saint when dealing with me because my life's a mess and she's patient with me. Okay, so a sentiment. I don't want a sentiment. Is it wrong that I just don't want one? I could skip a sentiment. Or, I was going to try this. see if there's one here. No, I don't think I want to use any of this. But this frame, I want to add to the other one. So we'll do that next. Let me look for, you know what? I think I might skip a sentiment. I've never done that. All right, let's vote. Should I skip a sentiment or add one? Skip a sentiment or add one? I'm dying to know. So I also keep some with double-sided adhesive already on the back, but I wanted to demonstrate it. All right, Mike's gonna do a poll so you can vote. And I'm gonna go back to this one because I really want to, I don't know if this is gonna work. I wanted to try something. So while you're voting, I'm gonna try something. This is the Illuminated Scenes. This is the Craft Your Life, which is a bundle of products that they come out with every month. You can subscribe, so you get them for a discount, or you can buy them. And this one's really unique. Let me show you what it looks like. There's these stamps of like a living room and a craft room, or it could be an office. And the stencils do this, where you have like a ray of light coming in and coloring, or like the lamp coming down. Isn't that cool? So different than anything else. So you can create those scenes, but then there's lots of great sentiments in it too, like sending a little light from my desk to your day, sending you comfort and light with love from my craft room, wishing you a comfy birthday, thanks for bringing light into my life. And I thought that was really unique, okay? So this is called the Illuminated Scenes. What it also comes with the stamps. Then it comes with the stencils that color in that light path like you saw. Then it also has the dies for all the sentiments. And then it has these frame dies in an embossing folder that lines up. Okay? So what I'm wondering, I'm going back to the first card. I'm wondering if I could use one of the big frames from this in gold with this, or if it'd be too much. It might be, but I'm going to do it anyways because I want to see how it works. Hopefully it'll work. I haven't tried it yet. So this all comes in the same bundle. This is a 3D embossing folder, and I don't think I have any frame dies that line up with an embossing folder to create that texture. So I want to try.
No sentiment.
No sentiment. By what percentage?
76.
76, so we're leaving that off. I'm leaving it off. That's exciting. So you could, if I were to add a sentiment, I would put it right here.
Shocking.
Like a little sentiment strip right there. That's what I would do. It'd probably be a white strip with the ultramarine ink stamped. Maybe matte it in gold. But I think, yeah, I'm not gonna do sentiment. Go figure. Who would have thought? Okay, so I'm gonna cut this from that brushed gold. This frame might be a little bit too bold for this. But yeah, I'm gonna skip a sentiment. Let me see if I've got any ready that I can just show you what it would look like. Oh goody, the dog's outside. Let me look here. I'm a-looking. Can you close the door there, Mike? Hold on, I'm looking for sentiment strip. This one I think is from, let me see. This one I think is from a Christina Warner set. That'd be cute. Little Miss You Much. These are just pre-done things I have. Or I have these. Oh, that's pretty. I'm not going to add it, but you could. This is from an Altenew set that was their Craft Your Life last month. It had something with apples in it, I think. But that would be beautiful there. If you want something more bold, you could do that. You could do it down here. Do it there. But I'm going with none. Please hold, yeah, sorry. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. Squirrel. All right, so now I have these frames. Oh, look at, you get the in-between frames too. Oh, that's fun. So let's see. I could do like this. Oh, look at that. And stamp hello in pink. That'd be fun. But I think this one might be too much for it, but I want to do the embossing folder anyways. So let's see. I don't know if... Let me see. Let me see. I don't know what happens here. I'm going to try this. Yeah. Nope. Wrong way. I think you go like that. They put some tape on it so it doesn't shift. Yeah, these frames are cool. I'm doing it kind of quick here without putting my head over the camera, so I probably could line it up better, but I just want to get the gist. So I'm going to tape these in here. I'm probably doing too much tape here. Another thing you could do is just put a little tape runner in the back. Normally I think I would run one through at a time, that way you don't mess anything up, but again, I'm trying to be fast. All right, so let me try these. Let me see what happens. I don't have it really lined up perfect, but we're going with it. So forgive me when it's not perfect. Yeah, I kind of like this thin, which I think you can run through too. Get some texture to it. Oh, Gina was live today? You're watching Gina? I didn't know Gina was live today. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Huh. Because I try so hard not to go at the same time as her. I'm sorry. Okay, so now, oh, these are beautiful. Holy mackerel. Oh, probably watching, you were watching a replay. I see, okay. Yeah, because we try to, Kathy and Christina and Gina and I kind of talk to each other about stuff. I just need to, I mean, look at this. Look at that. Oh, come on. See? Isn't that pretty? These are pretty. So I don't love it with that. I think that's too bold with it. But it is an option. Where did the embossing folder go? I wonder if this does this thin one. No, I don't think it does. I don't think it does. So yeah, I think you could do this. Another thing you could do, I think it's okay. Another thing you could do is make the frame white. And so it'd just be a little white interest around it. But I think I'm going to use that on it. And that would be my card, and just stamp with pink. But I really like these fancy frames. Like you could do one of those Cosmos from here and just have like one Cosmo coming up into the frame, have like the stem go out from underneath. I think that's fun. That's really cool. I hope they do more like this. Yeah, the thin at an angle, I saw that too. I think it'd be cool at an angle. Look at that. I'm always trying to do angled too. I think I line everything up too much. I think angled sometimes is fun and kind of funky. Yeah, the thin gold for sure. I will finish that off screen, but I wanted to try out these frames. I think they're beautiful. And again, that is from the Illuminated Scenes bundle, which it's linked below. Okay. Then I had one more I started working on, and we can play with it a bit. And this uses, okay, I can't get over the blue. Now I want to do this in like a bold, like, let me show you the colors of Altenew cardstock that I would want to do this in. Just a second. I think it'd be fun in this Berrylicious color. I talk about it all the time. It is like a muted, see, it's not bright pink, but it's not like a burgundy. It's just this great berry color. I have a flashing light over there. I think that would be beautiful for a background. Another one, let me think. Probably this. Teal Cove would be pretty. Or you could even go darker and do like Galactic Stream for the background. And there are inks that match this. You also have the other blues. But then like you could do like Cosmic Berry. I think that would be nice. Or Deep Iris. So like bold backgrounds. The frames will not be sold separately. It's part of a bundle. The Illuminated Scenes bundle, but I will bug Tasneem after this live and ask her for more like that. Yeah, I'll ask them. They won't separate it, but they might do something similar. Okay, so I'm going back to the Botanical rails because I love that so much. And I thought I'd try using it with this Petalcraft layering die set. So again, comes on the acetate, so you can peel them off and put them back on, and you don't have to deal with the tape on the back of your dies. That drives me batty. And it's 2 dies, so you know which dies work together. Okay? And it's a keyhole system again. For one flower, you've got the snowman. I think that's a snowman. And for one, you have an arrow. And you just line up the holes like we did before. And these dies also put like details, impress some details. So I thought it'd be fun if I did some of these and put them into the pattern on this background. I have no idea if it's gonna work. Okay, so I did some die cutting off screen. I know this is Vanilla Cream, which is one of my favorite colors of cardstock from Altenew. It is not ivory, but it's not a yellow like anything else I've seen. It's just like a nice soft yellow. And this yellow here with it is actually Buttercup from Concord and Ninth. I like to use my cardstocks together, and you can see those work really well together. Then these are Dewdrop. These are Altenew Dewdrop and Sea Glass. Yeah, Dewdrop and Sea Glass. You can see this nice little array here between Dewdrop, Sea Glass, and Aqualicious, but I wanted soft, okay? Then I used the Moonstone glitter to cut the centers, or Moonstone glitter paper, which is this. I've talked about this many times. I love this because it is white glitter without iridescence to it. So it's not gonna like look pink or purple, it's white. Yeah, that bundle has a giant die set, a layering stencil set, a giant stamp set, and an embossing folder all in it. So it's a bigger bundle. All right. So that's what I was going to do at the center. So now I'm going to try to put some of these flowers together. I could do inking at the center, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to waste my time. Instead, I'm just going to start lining these up. So remember, who's here? Is that Ken? I think Lila's out there. I'm going to layer these up. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't plan this one. When is Black Friday? I don't know the dates. What is the date of Black Friday this year? I can talk about Black Friday though. This one goes. I put adhesive on the back of these already. I did the double-sided adhesive, which again, you can get free with the information below. Did you put that in, add that down below?
What?
That they have to put it in their cart?
Yes.
Can you see the keyhole? Okay, so the keyhole's there. Then I can take another one of these. The keyhole. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. You know, something, and see how easy that is by putting the adhesive on the back first. So this is a sticker I've stuck to my table. Okay, can you see? Neat keyhole. Come on. Yeah, so this year I'm doing Black Friday on Friday and Saturday. Last year, let's just say, it was a lot. It was a lot to do in one day.
It was a blast.
There's also centers here. I'm just going to do one center. It was a lot of fun, but I went from, what did we decide?
9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
9 a.m. to 10 p.m. And that's a lot. So I decided...
You had breaks, come on.
I had a few breaks, but I also didn't get to... There were a couple companies that I wanted to include that I didn't get to include. And so I would like to include them this year. So I think I'm going to do like almost all day Friday and I don't know how much is Saturday.
We're trying to figure out how to add more companies and
yeah,
include as many as possible.
Doesn't that look fun with it? So I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but let me make a couple. Now this one here, I've got they're stickers. And again, this doesn't stay stuck until you press it down. So I can move things around. Like if I line it up and I don't do a good job, I can move it. So I'm lining up the keyhole. This is an arrow shape and I'm just lining up. Oh, I'm doing the same colors. Derp, 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 derp. There we go. Oh, Mike. What's wrong with me? Let's see here.
More from 9 to 10 for that.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and it was, I think, more than anything, because I know a lot of people, especially this year, a lot of people are not shopping. I get it. I totally, totally get it. A lot of people aren't shopping. Times are tough. It is going to be a celebration of the industry. That's what I really want to make sure that I offer, is just a lot of inspiration. So I'll be, you'll, like 1 hour I'll have Altenew and you'll see me using Altenew products, but I'll be doing cards, making techniques that you can do with whatever products you may have on hand. So it's a lot of inspiration too. And companies are doing a lot of fun things. Altenew already told me what they want to do, and it's really fun. There'll be a lot of special surprises and giveaways and all the things. Can't find my pickup tool. Here it is. So pick that up and put it right in the center. So let me show you what I've got so far. So here are the two. Look at those. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got to celebrate this industry. We got to do it. All right, so I'm thinking, so like I can put these on the pattern, like on the flowers of the pattern, but I don't want to cover those up. So I thought about doing it in between. Maybe like do like a, I could do like a, I don't know. I don't know, maybe I cover it up. Maybe I do a pool colored and a yellow and then put a sentiment at the center. Let's just do one more and I can answer questions while we do it. Yeah, this would be good for a wedding card. Were there any questions? Aren't these flowers cute and easy to layer because I just turn them into stickers? So you see how there's adhesive on the back of this, but I can move it around. Once I have it where I want it, I press it down and then it'll stay. Any word on when the circle face plate will come back? Do you mean that, hold on, do you mean the radial circle cover plate from Altenew? I'm not sure. Maybe Altenew here could tell you. The one from Hero with lots of little dots, that's discontinued. Oh, I didn't need adhesive there. I've got adhesive on the back already, but I don't on my Moonstone. So I'm not sure about that, but there's a lot of dies. I notice a lot of Altenew dies have little dots, that background dies have little dots that they create. Okay, so now let's do this one. Oh, Michelle, thank you. This flower die set is called Petalcraft. There you go. I just thought it was fun. It's different, so I wanted to use it. The embossing folder is Altenew. These are both Altenew. The embossing folder is called Botanical Rails. It's right there. All right, let's see here. Is the offer for the adhesive sheets the package of 10 or 5? I think it's, is it 5?
Yes.
Okay. What's the value of that? Do you know?
Well, I think it's on the...
It's on the image. Why don't you put the image up while I do this?
Yeah.
That might help. He's going to put, there it is. So it's the pack of 5, 10, 11 bucks. So if you spend $79, you get that for free. You add it to your cart and use my code. And also right now, they are offering free shipping in the US for orders of 29 or more. Or there are other deals for international and Canada, and that's in the description below too. I know shipping is an issue out of state right now, out of the States, and it stinks. I wish it wasn't that way. For the companies wish it wasn't that way. So the value, 11 bucks, that's great. Yeah, you could do these little, these little flowers, the little ones here, you could do on that Mini Delight one. So let me see what I'm thinking here. I don't know. I might have to play around with this off screen. I don't know. I might have to play around with this off screen. That's what I would do. I'm going to do 2 more pool ones. And I'm putting in these empty spots here, here, and here, 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 and here. So I can do the 2 pool ones real quick. I have time. Yes, I've got time. Okay. So are there any more questions, Mike?
What's the name of the ink eraser that doesn't tear paper?
The ink eraser that doesn't tear paper.
Ink eraser that doesn't tear your cards.
Oh, paper sander, like this. I call it a paper sander. Mike will try to find it and add it. Yeah, it's a must-have. You just got to have it in your stash because it's very, very helpful. So I'm just lining up those little arrows. If you make sounds when you line them up, it works better. Okay. How do you make the color dots on the top of your blending brushes, please? Oh, okay. I don't use them anymore, to be honest with you, because I now store them brush tip up in the Altenew container, so I can see the color. It's hard to see in the video, but I can see the color easily. But if you want to do these, what I did is I took colored cardstock, I laminated it, die cut it with a circle, and glued it on with Gina K Liquid Connect liquid adhesive. How did I start my card making career? Sorry, for those of you who've heard this story, it's not very exciting, but I was an engineer at a big company, and I was as miserable as anybody could possibly be. It was just not right for me, and I had a lot of guilt that I had a really good job, but it wasn't my calling. I knew it. I was very aware. But in college, I think I knew in college that engineering wasn't right because I had to work really hard to be as good as this perfectionist wanted to be. But I worked at NASA in college. I did a project at NASA, and that really kind of won me over and stay in engineering. But I didn't want to move down there. I wanted to be in Cincinnati, so I came to work for a large company here where my family is, and I was miserable, and so I took a risk, and I quit to do scrapbooking full-time, and my heart. I quit to do scrapbooking full-time, and I did scrapbooking for a while, and then I met Aaron from Hero Arts, and he changed my life. He called me one day. I remember where I was sitting. I was sitting with Mike, and he called me and asked me if I would consider doing stamping and scrapbooking, and I said, why not? And then Sherry Carroll turned me into a card maker pretty much, and that was it. And that was like
It kind of worked
20 years ago. It really worked out. God had a plan. Yeah, I think this is kind of fun. It's cooler when you can see the background, see how it fits in the pattern. Can you go to the regular comments? So these have adhesive on the back, so I'm just going to line them up with that embossing, the Botanical rails. So I just press it down. I'll put this one here. I'm just lining it up in that little pattern that's in the background. Yes, that's where I met my husband. Yep. That's where I met Ken. He worked there till he retired, and he loved it. It was what he was meant to do. And Colin is now interning, not at the same company, but at a small, like, kind of startup, kind of ish, and he loves it. I wasn't sure if he would like engineering, but he loves it. Can you scroll back? There was a question. Is there a container to store the large pink fresh brushes? You can find containers meant for them over on Etsy. There are people who make them, but I want something that fits nicely. I keep all my brushes in a drawer. So this same one that I used to store my mini blending brushes from Altenew in, I like the pink fresh in here. And I alternate them so there's empty spots because I don't like the bristles touching each other. Because if these two touched, I'd probably get some blue ink on my green brush, and that would end my day. So I keep them in a container like this. And it works well for me. But I know you can get like little towers on Etsy, you scroll, that would show towers on Etsy that will hold all the brushes, but a tower won't fit into the drawer. You're meant to work there. Yeah, when I worked at that company, I got to work in Italy for a while, and that was another blessing about that job. And Mike was an engineer too, and he quit and is with me. And I think he likes it. Yep. I know what he likes is the people. He likes the people. At his old job, he didn't have connection with anybody. But here, like, he texts with Kathy and Christina, and he likes the people. He's helpful to a lot of them too. Yeah, engineering was not my calling. So I think I would just do that. Now this, like, looking at it from afar, I don't think it's that special, but that texture in the background, You could use, make a flower from green. You know, I'm going to try it. Here she goes. Overthinking everything. I'm just going to grab a scrap of green here. I think this is probably, this color here, I'm guessing is Sprout from Concord and Ninth. I'm just going to try doing a leaf that sticks out. Yeah, people make, it does make a difference. And that's, I say it a lot that this doesn't sound like a problem, and it's a good problem to have, but the hardest part of my job is I like so many of the companies and people I work with, and I can't do enough for them. I'm slow and I can't create enough. So like I would love to use every release from Gina and Altenew and Hero Arts. I just can't. So that is the thing that I lose sleep over, because I love these people and I love what they create, and it's just hard. It's just hard to not, I know that sounds, but I just take it very seriously. So I'm thinking I'm going to make these. Let me see what it looks like if I make them little leaves. Since this is my job, do you get tired of crafting? Lisa, okay. Oh, that's cute. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. See, this is where Jennifer overthinks. Okay. Do I get tired of crafting? I should have put adhesive paper or double-sided adhesive on the back of this before I die cut, but I didn't. Do I get tired of crafting? I need time off sometimes. I think everybody does, but I will say, I don't know. I get, like my creativity runs dry quite often. So I have to take time off, whether I like it or not. Sometimes like I'm on a struggle bus. Earlier today I was on a struggle bus. It happens. You never know what you're going to get, right? But do I get tired of crafting? No, I get tired. Listen, every job has bad stuff, right? I get tired of the blog posts and, taking photos. I do not enjoy that. That's why I don't do pretty setups. Some people do like with flowers and pencils in it. I'm not doing that because I do not enjoy the photography. It is just, I do it just to get pictures for you guys. But I do not, that takes me forever, the editing and all that. So that part I don't enjoy. I had to do that all morning today. Taking pictures of the cards from my old lives was what I was doing this morning. Video editing, I'm super slow at. Voiceovers. So those, I mean, there are aspects that I struggle with, but I think we all have things that about our jobs we don't love, you know? I wish I was faster. Like Christina Werner, that girl, I tell you what, that girl can edit a video and voiceover, and like she'll do in a voiceover, like she'll hit record and do the whole voiceover in one try. Me, I will have 75 little clips clipped together, literally 75. Look at that green. That just, and it kind of forms that visual diamond shape more. Voiceovers, gosh, part of my problem is I'm a perfectionist too, I don't know, and anxiety. Let's play a part. Cute, yeah, Nicole, who I think is still here from Altenew, she's who I work with most there. She's a delight, and she will see me when like she'll talk to me. She talked to me yesterday when I was overwhelmed, where I was like, I don't know that I can do all this or whatever. She's just, thankfully companies are patient and understanding, and anyway, I don't know how to. Sometimes I wish I didn't care about the people in the industry as much, because I love them and it makes it hard. So I think I'll just glue that onto a card base. And this sentiment is from last month's Craft a Flower, which had like apples and stuff in it. I don't know what it was called. I have to look. What about a container for the large waffle flower brushes? I'll show you that. So this sentiment, I think that fits pretty well there, doesn't it? I like how it's thin on the sides and then bigger in the middle. So put put that there while it dries. For the large waffle flower brushes, these brushes are cool. Right now, I haven't gone searching yet. I have them in just one of these containers, and I don't notice, yeah, see how they touch a little bit on the side? But I have similar colors together, so it's okay if they touch. But I probably will look, but you know, the box that Waffle Flower packs those in, you could use too. But I have these all fitting in my drawer really nicely. Yeah, the other thing, yeah, who said that? Carol. It's funny, when I was growing up, the two things I was most insecure about were my hands and my voice. So God said, haha, let's see what we can do for you. I'm going to put, this is what I like to do for when I add embossing folder backgrounds to cards, because there's texture here. I want to make sure it stays secure. So this is a lot of adhesive, so it'll hold it. Can you round the corners of the emboss piece? You could. I could do that right now. You want me to round the corners? I can round the corners if I can find my corner rounder, because I was using it somewhere else earlier. This is my old broken corner rounder. I got a new one, but I'm using my corner rounder in the other room for making my dividers for my stamps. So see, you can see the side broke off. So let's see if I can not mess it up. Yeah, I messed it up. See, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Because see, I don't have the stopper on the other side. Yeah, I'll just trim it a little bit. It'll be fine. Oh, that does look cool. Whoever said that. It's supposed to have a stopper on this side, so you put it right in the corner, but that's why I did that there. Let me just trim it a little bit. So yeah, the jobs, all jobs have good and bad, right? Yeah, Kathy's got it. Yeah, Kathy has some holders too. You got to think about, there's a lot of different options out there for holding brushes. You need to think about where you're going to put yours. Like if you're putting on a shelf, you want something with like a small base that stands up high. I'm putting mine in a drawer, so I don't want it to stand up high. This is a corner rounder. It's my broken one. It's supposed to have another thing sticking out here, and you just put the corner of the cardstock in it. But I don't know where mine, well, I know where it is. It's out in the hallway there, or on the table outside. I'm gonna trim this off. Yeah, the rounded corners do look great. They fit the curve. Who said that? That was a good idea. Oh, by the way, we'll have giveaways. So leave a comment in the chat to be eligible. If you've left comments, you're already eligible. Yeah, I need to find my other corner rounder, because this one I'm trying to eyeball. Good enough. But look at that. See, you like my voice. I dislike my voice. I've always disliked it. And I've always disliked my hands, and here we are. That's all right. Gets you over it real quick, right? Hi. Okay, so there we go. Isn't that fun, that texture? Now, this card would not be nearly as good without that embossing folder in the background. Embossing folders really are a very affordable way to kind of to step something up. And it is the same folder I used on this completely different card. And you could do a lot of techniques like this where you ink up the inside of the folder or brayer ink over the top. But two very different cards with the same embossing folder. So that is the Botanical Rails. And this is the Petalcraft that I used for that. And for the leaves, I don't know if you saw me do that. I just cut the petals apart. So can you scroll back up? There was a question in capital letters I saw fly by. The Cosmo die set keeps going to the price of $29 instead of $35. I don't know. Hopefully if Mitzi, yeah, Altenew's here. Altenew, can you see if you can answer Judy Crane's question about the price? I don't know the price. Okay, keep going. I'm just seeing what I missed.
Trying to find that one question again.
It's okay. We're good. All right, let me get my other things out here. And I'll try to answer a couple more questions. I got to do this, finish this one too. good, good. Yeah, so I have these to finish from the beginning. This one I'm not going to add a sentiment to, and this one's done. But do you see the moonstone glitter cardstock at the center of the flowers? Look how it catches the light just beautifully. It's gorgeous.
I think the Cosmos, that's part of the subscription, so it says subscribe and save for $29.99 or one-time purchase for $35.99.
That's it.
Something like that.
Okay, so
Altenew will have to answer.
So as I mentioned, a lot of the products, not all the products, but a lot of the products I use today are part of the subscription. So if you subscribe, you save. So like you save, if you are a subscriber, that Cosmos die set is $29.99. But if you're not a subscriber, you can buy it for $35.99. So subscription gets a discount. So there are people who like if you like keyhole dies a lot, keyhole floral dies, you can sign up for the Craft a Flower subscription, and you'll get every month, you'll get at a discounted price a layering floral set with the keyhole system, right? You can subscribe for Mini Delight, where you get a little die and stamp set. You can subscribe for, to the bundle that I used for the frames. That's the Craft Your Life bundle. So they have different options, but you can always buy it separately at a little bit higher price point. Basically, the subscription saves you money, which makes sense, right? Yeah, if you go to Altenew's website and go to the subscription area, they explain it really, really well. They really do. This is a paper sander. I use it to, like, if I get a little fingerprint, I can use it to sand it away. Or if, like, the edge isn't smooth, I can use it to sand away. I love these.
Folder again on that card?
Botanical rails. All right, so there you go. There's one more thing I would do to this. I would add off-center a little white pearl to the center of each of those moonstone glitter circles, because I go overboard. The Cosmos, look at Altenew. If you go to, let me see. If you go to Altenew and click shop, and you'll see and there'll be a drop-down menu. It'll say subscriptions. Underneath it, you look at Craft a Flower. And if you look at Craft a Flower, it'll open up lots of different florals like this, where they layer together, and a lot of them are keyhole. You'll know if it's keyhole when you look at the product picture. It'll have the little keyhole symbol in the bottom. See, it says keyhole here. All right. So you could find a lot of like this. I've done so many Craft a Flower, where it's layering flowers, where you could do the exact same thing, where you do a bold background, inking on white die cuts. And the nice thing about this, when you start with the white die cuts, you don't have to, like here I had to look for the colors of cardstock I wanted to go together. Same with here. This, I just cut them all from white and added the ink just to the center. Yeah, the blue is fun. I told you, the blue. Blue, there's something about blue. All right, okay, giveaway. Giveaway. Shoot, hold on, I gotta find it. If you want to be eligible for a giveaway, oh shoot, I know what else there is. If you want to be eligible for a giveaway, leave a comment in the chat, and Mike will pick one shortly. I have one today because I can't find the one I was gonna do. Oh, okay, squirrel. Leave a comment in the chat if you want to be eligible for giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a $50 gift card to Altenew. That way you can get what you want. While you guys have a moment to leave a comment if you haven't yet, and then Mike will pick a winner. Mike, can you put up the image? There was an image of a product of a long embossing folder. I wondered if you could put that up. Okay, this is also in the new release they had today. If you've watched my videos, I've used their large embossing folder that does sentiments in the background many times. They now have this one that's narrow. So it embosses a bunch of sentiments. It's an embossing folder with lots of sentiments, and what you can do is easily cut those sentiments between each sentiment, so you can have a sentiment strip of embossed letters. Now I didn't get this from Altenew yet. When I get it, I will use it because you can ink the inside, so you can have like a dark blue background with light blue raised letters. Super cool. But I wanted to let you know, if you're ordering, this is available also. What's it called? Mini Sentiments. So it's a Mini Sentiments embossing folder. So I can't wait to get my hands on that. I think that's really cool. Okay. All right, can you come back here, Mike? And do you have a winner?
Yes.
Winner, chicken dinner. I gotta finish these cards. I gotta also put these up in a blog post. Maybe on the airplane I'll do that. Okay, so the winner of the 50...
No, you'll sleep.
Yeah, I'll probably sleep. The winner of the $50 gift card to Altenew is, and this is donated by me, so you'll have to email me to get it.
Teresa Sanerfecto. So it's like hyphen Saner.
Teresa
Saner hyphen Fecto.
Sanerfecto.
Sanerfecto. Yeah.
Teresa Sanerfecto. Go to my website, and there's an email me. Just email me and let us know, and then we will email you a gift card to Altenew. All right? There is something about blue. Even if you don't like blue, this blue is really good. Oh, Jenny, that's where I saw it. If you were in the Scrapbook and Cards Today Crop and Create, I think you got that mini embossing folder. So I need to look in that box. Maybe that's what it is. All right, I think that's it. So I will have a video going up tonight. I get to go do a voiceover now. While I was going to be gone with a friend anyways.
I pinned the name of the winner, so if you have any questions, it's pinned.
Winner is pinned at the top. I will have a video up tonight, and then I'll have a video up Friday. So pre-recorded. I'm trying to do both pre-recorded and live so, you know, there's a little bit of something for everyone. My video going up tonight is a really fun hinge card, like a fun fold hinge card that's really easy, that you can do with a lot of different products. Okay, Miriam, you're right. It was in the Scrapbook and Cards Today event. And then Friday, it's making wreaths, which if you remember that Cosmo, those doodads would be great for the wreath. Oh, yeah, Mike, I was going to start doing a giveaway for replay winners.
Oh, okay.
So, how about this? I didn't think about this ahead of time. How about we'll do another $50 gift card to Altenew? And that will be for people who are watching the replay. And I'll come back a week from today. So, what's the date? So like the 15th. And we'll pick a winner from the comments on the video. So not in the chat. This one is comments in the video. So if you're watching this on replay, leave a comment. And on the 15th, we'll come and pick a winner of another $50 gift card. Thank you. Thank you. Again, everything I talked about is in the YouTube description below. Even my fingernails that everybody keeps asking about. There's a link down there and a way to save on those. I think that's it. I think that's it. All right. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll see you tonight in a pre-recorded video. Take care. Oh, he's not ready.
No, I'm still not ready.
You're still not?